Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me, and a special welcome to those of you on this no sugar journey with me. Now, it is July 4th, 4th of July, for those of you in the United States. Happy 4th of July. For those of you in Canada, I hope Canada Day on the 1st was good. And the beautiful thing about being in July now is that we're halfway through the year. 6 months have gone. And for many of us, it's a good time to reflect and to try to figure out where we are in terms of our goals. For those of us who were trying to quit sugar or cut down on sugar or quit flour or begin a meditation practice or start walking or lose weight, now's a good time to look at the last 6 months and decide where we are and where we want to be. It's sometimes tough, I know, but we don't want to be in the same place at the end of the year saying, what happened? Where did the year go? So I want to invite you to be reflective and to see where you are and decide on what you need to do to get to where you are. Remember, we've spoken about whooping it. What's your wish? What's the outcome you want? What are the obstacles? And what's the plan? Many times we have to stop and say, what has been my obstacle? And we have to decide if we're going to keep doing the same thing over and over, or if we're going to come up with a new plan. But as you decide, I want to remind you of a story that I heard many years ago and which I talk about every now and again. I'm going to read it to you. And it's a story that I think about a lot, especially when I'm tempted to revert to my old eating habits. Yeah. I still struggle with flour, quitting flour. Every now and again, I take a taste. I don't do it with sugar, but flour is still something I struggle with. So I'm going to tell the story of the grandfather who spoke to his grandson about the difference between good and evil. Now, the grandfather said that inside each of us, there are two wolves struggling with each other. One wolf is anger, resentment, self-pity, self-indulgence, doubt, fear. The other wolf is contentment, strength, happiness, hope, truth, and love. And the wise grandson said to his grandfather, which wolf wins, grandfather? And the grandfather said, the one you feed. And that is our reality. And that is an apt metaphor for those of us who are on this no sugar journey, this no flour journey, this exercising journey, this weight loss journey, whatever you're trying to achieve, which isn't necessarily something everybody is doing. It kind of sometimes is a lonelier journey because it's not the most popular journey. But in your heart, that's what you want to do. That's what is your plan. That is your purpose. And I want to remind you that whichever wolf you feed is the wolf that will grow. So if you want to quit sugar, but you have sugar every other day, you are strengthening the neural pathway for sugar. Until you get to the point where you say, no more sugar, and that will be my bright line, then you're going to constantly struggle and struggle and struggle. Now, don't get me wrong. When you decide to quit, it is going to be hard because your body will go in withdrawal. Yeah, you're going to feel it. You might feel nauseous. You may feel tired. You may feel a bit fluey. You may not feel like continuing, but you know that it will not be forever. It might be days, it might be weeks, it might be months. It's not going to be years. And if it's months, I don't think it's going to be more than a month or two. Whatever. It takes the minimum of 66 days to form a new habit. And during that time, you really have to exercise all the grit that you can until you get to where you want to be. But it is a sacrifice. But sometimes we have to step back and say, what's the alternative? Am I going to keep saying over and over and over and over and over and over, I want to lose weight, I want to quit sugar, I am tired of this? Are we going to keep saying that? Or are we going to come to the position where we say, this is tough, but I'm going to do it. And eventually it will not hurt anymore. So I want to invite you to think about which wolf you want to feed. We all have excuses. We all have reasons. We all can talk about what it is that's keeping us back. We all know our obstacles, but are we willing to look those obstacles in the eye and plan for them? I want to invite you today to be honest with yourself and to decide, what do I really want? And if it's to quit sugar, lose weight, quit flour, start exercising, whatever your goal is, I want you to start to look at the obstacles. You don't have to start today. You don't have to start tomorrow. But one of the things they say about change is that it starts with pre-contemplation. I want you to start to contemplate. And I want you to figure out what it is that's holding you back. Don't move forward until you're sure of what's holding you back. Because if you're not sure of what's holding you back, you're going to keep starting and stopping and starting and stopping. And we want to start and build momentum and keep going. So think about it. What's holding you back? And once you figure out what's holding you back, come up with your plan for how you are going to remove that obstacle. It's not magic, and it's not going to take a day. It will take a while. So be patient with yourself and have self-compassion. But do something. Decide on which wolf you want to feed, and feed the one that will help you to get to your finish line. So thank you for joining me. Have a good July. And remember to contemplate, which wolf will you feed? Bye for now.